All right, folks. Season 4 of The Boys is out, and let me tell you, it's a doozy. This season dives deeper into the twisted underbelly of Vought International and their band of morally bankrupt superheroes, the Seven. We see Homelander, the poster boy for toxic masculinity and unchecked power, spiral further into madness. His thirst for adoration and control knows no bounds. Meanwhile, the boys, our ragtag group of vigilantes, are still reeling from their last encounter with Vought and trying to expose the truth about these so-called heroes. This season throws some serious curveballs. We've got political campaigns, corporate espionage, and enough blood and guts to make a slaughterhouse blush. But what's really got me thinking is how closely this fictional world mirrors our own. The lines between entertainment and reality are blurring, and it's making me sweat more than a telemarketer in a phone booth. Because here's the kicker. The Boys isn't just a superhero show, it's a commentary on the state of our world. It's a funhouse mirror reflection of our political landscape, and the reflection is starting to look a little too familiar.
One of the central themes of this season is the insidious nature of power and how it corrupts even the most well-intentioned. Vought International, the corporation controlling the Seven, uses its influence to manipulate public opinion, control the media, and influence government policy. They manufacture crises, demonize their opponents, and exploit fear to maintain their grip on power. Sound familiar? Think about it. They use their own news network, Vought News Network, VNN, to spread propaganda and discredit anyone who dares to question them. They buy politicians like cheap suits, ensuring that laws are passed in their favor, regardless of the consequences for everyday people. It's like watching a masterclass in manipulation, and the scary part is, these tactics are ripped straight from the real-world playbook.
Now, I'm not saying that our politicians are laser-eyed psychopaths in capes, although, let's be honest, some days it feels that way. But the parallels between Vought's tactics and the way certain political movements operate are undeniable. We've seen the rise of misinformation, the erosion of trust in traditional media, and the increasing polarization of political discourse. Politicians spin narratives, demonize opponents, and exploit fear to sway public opinion. They prioritize corporate interests over the needs of their constituents, leaving many feeling unheard and unrepresented. It's enough to make you want to scream into the void. The show forces us to ask, are we, the viewers, the citizens, so easily manipulated? Are we so quick to believe what we're told, so eager for a hero that we fail to see the strings being pulled behind the curtain?
Section 4. Profits over people. The price of greed and apathy. Here's the thing, folks. The Boys isn't just a commentary on politics. It's a scathing critique of corporate greed and its impact on society. Vought International, with its relentless pursuit of profit, embodies the worst excesses of capitalism. They prioritize shareholder value over human life, cutting corners on safety and covering up scandals to protect their bottom line. Sound familiar? Think about the pharmaceutical companies jacking up the prices of life-saving drugs, the fossil fuel industry denying climate change, or the tech giants harvesting your data without your consent. When profits take precedence over people, we all pay the price. We end up with a system rigged against the many and designed to benefit the few. And that's a recipe for disaster, folks, both in the fictional world of the Boys and in our own.
Section 5. A fragile democracy. Can we avert the crisis? One of the most unsettling aspects of The Boys is the sense that democracy itself is hanging by a thread. Vought's influence runs so deep that it has infiltrated every level of government. The lines between corporate power and political power have become blurred, and the will of the people is routinely ignored. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, you're being a bit dramatic. This is America. We're the land of the free, the home of the brave. But are we? The truth is, democracy is a fragile thing, and it requires constant vigilance to protect it. When we become complacent, when we allow ourselves to be manipulated by fear and division, we erode the very foundations of our society.
Section 6. The future of freedom, a call to action. So what's the takeaway here, folks? Is The Boys a prophecy? Are we doomed to repeat the mistakes of this fictional world? Not necessarily. But it's a wake-up call, a stark reminder that the future of our democracy depends on us. We can't afford to be passive observers in our own lives. We need to be informed, engaged, and willing to hold those in power accountable. We need to be wary of propaganda and misinformation, and we need to demand better from our leaders. We need to fight for a system that prioritizes people over profits, a system that works for everyone, not just the privileged few. The future of our democracy depends on it.